and welcome back to Gabriel Speaks, Father Anthony and Lynn. And I think he's going to do most of the talking today because I would like to learn what we can do to preserve our Christian faith and to preserve the nuclear family in this age where I feel I'm getting the hint somehow that our government wants to replace the nuclear family and wants to replace Christianity with itself.
That's the whole program.
Well, but what can we do?
The whole program is...
Tell me what's going on. And
I would like everyone that's listening, young or older, to ask yourself, what are the most precious things in life for you? What are the most important things in your life that you have to hold on to?
Freedom. I say, for me, it's freedom.
Yeah, but they said freedom. In Canada, they said freedom was
I don't know what they said it was. I know that freedom to say whatever I please has been very important to me all my life. I don't know.
Was a substitute for
treason?
Right wing. I mean,
was when you said freedom, when you mentioned the word freedom, you were anti-government. Somehow you were right wing and anti-government. No, I believe that
it's so many things are attacking us. When Justin Trudeau said, I support and believe in the Black Lives Matter, I wanted to go to the television screen.
Because he didn't realize that, yes, Black lives do matter, as do all lives, but that...
All lives matter.
But that it was, and saying all lives matter was supposedly anti-government somehow.
And secondly,
it was racist or something.
Its ideology is Marxist, and they want to get rid of the nuclear family, part of their platform.
Taken right out of Saul Alinsky's handbook.
I mean, are we so stupid?
I don't know. Tell me.
That we just go along with we pay lip service to everything? No one challenges. No one says anything. It's unbelievable what we let go by. This week I heard a young lady who's running for superintendent of the schools. And so I asked her, are we ever going to get prayer or a moment of silence back in our schools? Is there not a parallel to the violence in our schools with the absence of anything religious? I remember going to school and either saying a prayer or a moment of silence or having a class in religious studies. Who pledges allegiance to the flag anymore? We never opened up a class that we didn't pledge allegiance to the flag. Don't you think that's thrown it out the window? All of a sudden, the Green New Deal is the new theology for our era.
Dominion over the lands. God gave us dominion over the lands. Not that the land should have dominion over man.
And all the ecologists say that there's not much we can do about it. And yet these idiots, because they want everything to be done by the state, they'll give you child care. They'll raise your children for you. There is no God. There is only the state, the government. Ask yourself what's important to you and how do you keep it? And what do you say about it? And when you see it being challenged, how are you responding? Or are you letting everyone get away with whatever they want? It's ludicrous. It's shame on us. When we say, for example, even, oh, if I go every once in a while, to go to church. Your kids follow you. I was on the phone the last couple of weeks with some of my former parishioners in Montreal. Not one of their kids are attached to the church any longer. And it was the parents that laid the seeds for that. All these parents that I have talked to recently and have heard that their kids are getting destination weddings, are not getting married at all, are not baptizing their kids, etc., etc., etc. They don't know the effect when the woman of the house, the wife, even though, for example, she may not be Orthodox, if she doesn't go along with her husband and have a common attachment to the faith of our fathers, those kids, when they grow up, will have no longer any attachment. They've already been mentally detached.
Whose fault is that? The leadership of our church does not offer what the leadership of our government offers to young people. They are not active. They are not proactive in the lives of their parishioners, of their congregants. The government, the state, strives to be proactive.
When we were in Montreal, you know how many things that we did to keep people attached to the church?
And it was a joy. It was a joy figuring out how to work with people.
Put on plays, get the kids involved in plays. Well, we have a men's club or a young women's club. Just think of all the different things. Godparents Sunday. We kept thinking of everything that we could. The churching of the baby. When I first went to, I even talked to a priest a couple of years ago, a Greek priest, and I told him that last Sunday I churched a baby. He said, "What's that?" I said, "Look at your prayer book, for God's sakes."
Sporting events that involve the young people. When you're involved in your youth with an organization, it becomes very much a part of you. Those memories are the ones that you talk about, that you tell about. I used to do this. I used to do that. I used to be in plays. I used to play basketball.
I have family members and siblings. A brother who he and his wife were very attached to the church, and likewise his daughters to this day. And others who were sometime Charlies, and likewise their kids.
Okay, but who's responsible for this? Who is responsible for?
Do you know that in the early days of our church in America, we demanded what we wanted from the church. We didn't make the church do for us. They did not have all kinds of programs. We made them.
Yeah, but we needed them because we needed them at the time because we were culturally, we were very separate from the people who were already living in the United States. We brought our cultures with us, so in order to preserve our culture, we gathered around the church. But now it's a whole nother ball game. So how do we reach out? Not only to people of, I mean, to how do we get new blood into the church and how
Well,
do
there
we,
needs to be a reawakening at the grassroots level in each parish.
that means that you and I are responsible.
Well, ask not what your church can do for you, what can you do for your church? To paraphrase Kennedy.
Then how do we get around the
We
fact-
never waited for the church to do something for us. We did it.
We didn't wait, but now we see that at that time, you're talking about 50, 60, 70 years ago. At that time, we were still very close to the notions of the founding fathers of this country. Now, the government has moved into all phases of our lives and is squeezing God out. How do we maintain our relationship when we are being offered free childcare, free this, free that?
At the Democratic Convention a year ago, they took out the words of under God when they pledge allegiance to the flag.
It shouldn't be left up to the parties. I truly believe, and if
They're all
any of
so
our church
sharp
leaders are listening,
and so sophisticated. All these new intellectuals. And now we have new pronouns for our kids.
I don't know them. I'm not interested.
They're called them.
You mess with the language, then you mess with thoughts and ideals.
And we have capitulated. I'm asking you, when you go to bed at night, before you close your eyes, think about what we have lost and think about what's precious and what we have to do to bring back those precious elements that made us who we were in our society.
And when we're in real trouble, who do we call on? God help me. Jesus help me, God. We don't say Biden help me, Trump help me. We say God help me.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, one God. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button on your iPad, your iPhone, or whatever. Put also the subscribe button. Please subscribe. And push the notification so you'll know when we do these videos, when they come out. Thumbs up, subscribe, notification. Remember those three things. And I'd be very grateful. God bless you.